Okay, good morning. I'm going to do an example relationship reading. This is my own spread I created. Kind of just helps me tell the corn a little bit about where things are at and how things might, how they might go. Um, so the so basically, when you're doing a spread, each card has a special place, and this is the querent in the relationship. This is their partner in the relationship. This is the relationship. Here is the obstacle of the relationship, the strengths of the relationship, and the probable outcome or the direction it is headed. So, because that can be either or. And in this case, the querent who's asking about the reading feels kind of restricted in the relationship. So they're in a position where they actually don't feel that they can move forward, move back, wiggle around any which way. Probably a communication issue just because of the restriction. In relationships, that's usually what causes it. It also could be, is it restricted because there's other things that I can't see here as far as, is it long distance? Is it they work together? There's all kinds of things that we would have restrictions on. And I would actually, if I was reading, I would be having a conversation with the querent about what that restriction might look like. To me, too, when we're looking at swords, this is also in the head. Maybe they're just feeling that way. They think that way. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are. Now, their partner, on the other hand, feels very successful about it, feels very good about it. This is the world, feels on top of the world, thinks everything is just the way it needs to be. A very, I feel like it's almost a little uneven here, too, because if we look at the relationship in general, it's the Queen of Swords who is very matter of fact. So there is the relationship itself and the querent on the outsides kind of, and he's just in the middle enjoying the heck out of it, where it may be some more things going on, and this tells me again more restriction because the queen is very to the point, matter of fact. So that's how the relationship is right now. It's very matter of fact. It's not go with the flow. It's not lovey-dovey. It's very matter of fact. The obstacle in this relationship is the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands brings news and is a messenger. Also can be youth. I see this as maybe the partner is a little on the youthful side in his thinking, and that maybe there might be some kind of the obstacle would be some kind of I almost feel like it's work related, like that it would be maybe messages aren't being seen clearly. I'm going to say that. I'm looking a lot about the way he's facing. He's not facing the strength in the relationship. It's like it's almost he's walking away. So it's like these two cards feel like they go together. Like, okay, I'm excited, but I'm done, so I'm going to start walking this way. And I think that might be the obstacle in it, that maybe he's moving the other direction. However, the strength in the relationship is a renewal. The Judgment is about renewal and rebirth and kind of coming out like Phoenix, just spreading their wings and coming back out of it. So it seems to me like maybe this relationship was going kind of in the wrong direction, or maybe not in a direction at all up here, and maybe he was excited, but it started going in the wrong direction. I feel like that's telling us that this relationship's going to take kind of a new beginning. It's going to start up again. It's going to feel good again. going to be reborn. And with that, the outcome is the Eight of Pentacles, and it's actually kind of nice because the Eight of Pentacles is about learning a new skill, and I would say that in this relationship specifically, that it looks like the rebirth is also going to cause some new ways of looking at things and new ways of being creative with the way they handle the relationship. I feel like that there might be some things that need to be worked out that aren't normal, and that's why I get the feeling of him, that's where that comes in. But I feel like that the way it's headed and the direction it's going in is that there's going to be some new creative ideas and new beginning in a creative way. This isn't like a total new beginning. This is more like a apprentices learning something new. So this relationship is learning and going to take a growth turn. But it's going to be more on a creative level and new to both of them. It's something I think that both of these people, the querent and the partner, it's not going to be something familiar to them. They're going to look at this and start it new, like it's never done before. So that is how I would read that relationship. And basically what I would say, if I was talking to the querent about it a little bit, the restriction is probably more in her head than anything else when we're talking about the swords. It's like choosing not to take off that blindfold, afraid of what you might see. However, I think that my suggestion would be to take off the blindfold, because if she would look, then maybe she would see how happy he is and how how good he feels about it. She's not seeing that, and therefore the relationship is stuck. And that's where this turns to, is someone going to walk away and not hang in, but at the same time something's going to cause a little rebirth of some sort, and they'll learn a new way to work things out and to overcome. So this is actually quite a good reading, and I think it's actually a good reading in the sense that it can give the querent some direction and going, okay, that's why it seems like off. That's why I feel like I'm not seeing the whole thing. And maybe that's why I feel like it's stuck. Might give her an opening also to see that the partner in it seems very happy just by having the world, and feels very good about it, and feels like that he's done everything he can. So then it's just both of them working together here. So it does give some insight, and that the obstacle, I'm seeing more of this as a walk away. I think this is good insight too for a reader to go, okay, something might be going off in the wrong direction, and let's look forward to this. Again, the one thing I will say in a reading is, don't think this is just going to happen. Remember that you can change things by changing things. So stay in the same direction. Keep going the way it's going. I would say take off your blindfold so that you can see this. So this does happen. That would be my action step. And I might even pull a card for a querent and say, is there anything that action that she can take, because that's who I'm dealing with, in moving this relationship forward and into a better light. And I would get this card, which is the Empress, and that says that to continue to be nurturing, to nurture the situation, to nurture the partnership. I wouldn't say just him. So the action would be not to let it go. Don't just let it fall. A motherly nurturing. This is very soft. It's not overbearing. It's not in his face. It is more arms around him, hugs when needed. throw him a kiss, let him know you're there, hold his hand, that kind of loving reassurance. And to know that he has that from you. I think that is our direction on this. So there is your relationship reading. I thought it was kind of interesting. I hope that it makes sense. And if you have questions, ask.